I don't know. Oh, there's the F4. Okay, so we're gonna try and attack the F4 because it's going for our MiG-23. It's going for the sun. We don't want to go for the sun right now. Okay, hopefully that saves our MiG-23 buddy. Oh, barely. Hello everyone. So today we're going to be playing the J7E. I've seen a lot of people start playing this vehicle, especially with the new upcoming update where China is getting the J10. But what really is this vehicle? I even saw a lot of people playing this vehicle even before the update, because right now this vehicle is in a really good battle rating. At around 11.0, even though this thing barely gets a decent radar, it only has about it's like, I'm pretty sure 3 miles or like a 5 kilometer spotting radar. It can slave its missiles whenever somebody is in that tracking range. But that's about it. It's got countermeasures. It doesn't have very much, only 72, but it is very fast, and with this double delta wing, it is extremely maneuverable, and it is an air-to-air fighter. Alright. So I like to bring a drop tank, just in case if I get to the battlefield too slow, I'll be able to drop the tanks and get to low fuel very quickly. Then start me out like around, even though I set it at 15 minutes, it starts us around like 16:22, as you can see in the top left. But this aircraft, as you can see, there's honestly not that many this game. Only a couple, and of course the premium one. But normally I see a crap ton of J7s playing, especially with the new update changes to China that are coming very shortly. Really excited for the J10. I feel like it'll do pretty good in top tier, as it will in current game settings. It looks like just like a Chinese Griffin, but with some differences. Um, Pretty much around like the same performance. It seems like the Griffin will win dogfights more often against it, but in comparison to like the regular Griffin, especially the one without AMRAMs, like those PL12s are going to be lethal. And the fact that it gets its PL5E with IRCCM, that might actually be really good, because I really enjoy the PL5s. They're pretty surprising missile. So these PO5s, they were cross-engineered from the American AIM-9L, and in this game, they are just extremely fast to accelerate. So when I shoot at somebody, they have a very, very small window of time before they can start flaring. They're really flare hungry, like a R60, but because they're so fast, normally people can't really flare before they're already dead, which is pretty good. Now I'm going to attack this F5 because F5s are normally one of the biggest threats in this thing. Only problem is he's starting to flare, so I don't know if he sees me or the MiG-23. So I'm going to pretend he doesn't see me. And that's going to get him. Yeah, it's just so fast. It doesn't really give off really any warning before it already hits somebody. And it's really maneuverable. But because it's so fast, it loses a little bit of maneuverability, like that you would get out of like a AIM-9L. But because, as I said before, the acceleration is so great too. Um, it gets a lot of range out of it. So I'm gonna try and go over here. The F5 died. Both of these guys don't see me. The Draken started to. He's shooting a radar missile at that guy, so he doesn't see me. So we got him. The Draken is definitely a very bad fight in the J7. It kind of just creams us because of the speed that it has and the maneuverability of the double delta that it has. So we kind of have to bring this guy to a teammate. Hopefully that J7. And I'm going to honestly bring him up, act like I'm going to, you know, turn with this Draken, but in reality I'm going to wait for that missile to hit that guy. There we go. Alright, we can now go for somebody different. The J7 is kind of like, in my opinion, and relative to like other vehicle that I would kind of compare it to, it's kind of like an F-16. Not at all due to the performance, but just with the ability that when you group these things up, you're able to do insane damage. So he hit that guy in the head on here. That is like the one thing that's bad about the J7 is its gun. It only has 60 rounds and the gun is actually really hard to aim. But we ended up clapping that guy in the head on there. The F5 is kind of really mad at me, but we have a J7 friend that took out the guy earlier. So I'm going to try and help him out here. I'm going to bring the F5 kind of in like that same position that we did last time and paste it. Alright. So yeah, that's kind of how you play the J7. There's one dude left, but we have an order out. Oh, he has an order out. On dude. Oh, where he is. Where's our team? Oh, there he is. So that's the dude getting targeted. I don't know where he disappeared at. Oh, is he on? He's on the airfield. Okay, so our J7 should get that guy. Yep. And that's the game. Alright. Sounds good. Another victory for China. Alright. Once again, got the fuel run to like 15 minutes. I really like running very small amounts of fuel. I feel like I can manage my fuel well. And because it's at like around 11.0, 12.0, I still do run flares a little bit more than I do chaff. When it starts hitting around like 12.0 to 13.0, I start to run chaff more than flares, so I'll run a little bit more chaff than flares. But at these lower BRs, you're going to die to IR missiles a lot more, unless you see that MiG-23, the R-24R. At least in my opinion. Radar missiles aren't too hard to dodge at these levels. The only thing is, people think that, and then you've got like an F4E with the AIM-72s, or as I said, the MiG-23 with R-24Rs, that because they are so short range and are so maneuverable, when you're trying to fly low to the ground like that, to try and screw up the radar missiles, sometimes they don't even care and hit you anyways because they're fired from such a short distance. But yeah, this J7 is a very lethal plane. Usually, if you're like an F5, F4E, you want to try and target these things because if they're left till late game, they will ruin you. Most players in J7, because they only have this 3-mile radar, which I don't even keep on, they don't go high. That's kind of why it's interesting, like especially last game. I'll push really fast, like just below the contrail line, like around 19,000 feet, or around like, pretty sure like around 5,700 meters. I'll push just below that and accelerate really fast to push through all of the enemies. And normally, surprisingly, like around on the left side, they will not see you. And you can kind of push through and just start destroying their team through the inside, which is very, very fun. I'm gonna be honest, this is kind of scary. I don't have very many teammates coming with me on the right side here. I do like going right side on this map. At top tier, it's actually a lot more difficult to do that because, I mean, if you're fighting 3 people at one person in a J7, it's not that bad. But if you're fighting 3 people in any sort of top tier situation, it's really bad. So when I'm flying this thing, I'm not that scared of multiple enemies as long as they're kind of flying the same. So we should start being able to see some people here. If anybody push this side, this is the really scary part, like right around this ridge area where people start popping up. Looks like that Mirage has somebody on him. Oh, I just saw someone. Yep. So we're gonna go try and duck over here. Our tanks just dropped, so we're gonna switch to afterburner 5%. This thing is just like it's like a sneaky little MiG-21, but the MiG-21 base was a decent fighter anyways. Okay, that's not good. We do not want to get locked by an F4. So that's the F4 that locked us. Easy. As the one thing that we do not want to die to is a radar missile right now. So he saw me. Oh, he didn't see us that time though. We kind of started to come back. And I think that'll hit him anyways. It did. So even though these things are flare hungry when they're a rear aspect like that, they're getting tracked through it. I can't tell. Is this guy dead? He's not dead. Ooh. Okay. Go get him, Tornado. Okay, we ended up getting that guy. We're targeting J7E now. Their team is already very dead. I'm actually going to switch targets here to those MiG-23s. And just let them fight some team here. Another Draken coming in. So that MiG-23 split off from this friend. I think we could start to shoot at this guy. Loft the missile a little bit. Got him. There goes the Draken. There's a SC-25. Nothing's behind us. That 5 is probably dead. I'm gonna go for the SC-25. J7 got him. So the J7 Premium actually could have the ability to run magic 1s with as well as the PO5s. Oh, this is the K version. So because this is a SC-25K, these missiles aren't gonna. Oh, there's the T, so it's the actual texture one. The missiles are gonna have a hard time tracking. Don't really see many SC-25Ts anymore. It's usually just the K version. Alright, another 3 kills. So CL-13, check to make sure. I'm gonna start heading towards their base now because it seemed like that Draken and that 23 started running over there. That was the 23, so I think he just died. There's an F5 to our right. There's also a F5 behind us? There is a F5 behind us. Okay. So those are the last two people. The F5 just died over there. The last one should be somewhere off front. Yeah. That's why I turn off my radar a lot, because this F5, even though he's pinging me, he sees me, I now know which direction he's in too. Do I know where exactly he is? No. But RWR helps a lot. So if you're ever just getting pinged by something, and there are no teammates around you, it's probably most likely enemy. And there he is, that little dot in front of us. So I'm gonna pretend like I don't see him. Oh, he knows that I see him now. So I'm gonna fight this guy. Got the merge going. Takeoff flaps. Let's see if he's watching. He's not watching. Okay. Well, that's the game. Like I said, these missiles are just so fast. Some people don't even. I don't even know how that guy wasn't looking. I just merged them, but sometimes they just get too quick. Like maybe that guy was trying to accelerate and look at the F5 for a second, and by the time it reached them, it was already too late. But these missiles, that's why I love them so much. They're so fast. They basically are just like, I would call them kind of like a magic, but less maneuverable and longer range. It's just a good missile. That and this thing in Sim, I like to play it all the time in Sim, is it gets an actual like indicator for. Oh, I don't know what they're doing, but it gets a indicator if I lock something. So if I were to go over here and fly with this F5 and then lock them, it actually shows that it is being tracked. And then of course, as I said before, if you have your radar on and you just slightly go next to them, I don't think. Oh, did they change it? It used to be if you locked a person, you could actually slave the radar. Slave the missile to the radar. But didn't seem to do that there. Maybe because it was a teammate, so we'll have to try it on an enemy this turn, this game, because I don't know if they changed it or not. But yeah, it's just a good vehicle. I would definitely recommend playing it right now. For the BR, it's one of the best things that you could play right now. Maybe when the A10C comes out, if it's still going to be at around like 11.3, like how it was in the dev server, fighting A10Cs with 4 AIM-9Ms with the helmet-mounted sight in this thing would probably not be the best idea. So I would play this thing right now for while you can, but overall it's a good plane. I love how it still has the second gun ammo cutout, but it doesn't have it because of the later models. It had to make room for different things. So the first J7 was just a regular B-21, but it also had the 2 guns, so it had this one and then one on this side too. This one only has 1. It also has a ballistic computer, as you can see, so that's pretty sweet. Get a tornado here. It's just gonna keep pushing. It's fine. So it looks like A32 is in front of us. Huh. He is very not at the right BR that he's supposed to be. I'm gonna start climbing here because it seems like we're passing the SU-25s right now. So that guy's just gonna die. I'm not even gonna go for him because he's a Chad and he brought that down at this BR. We're gonna start pushing all these MiG-21s and stuff over here. That AV-8 also should not be at this BR. I think it's just a squad. Yeah, probably some people just bringing their friends up. There goes the A-32. My poor boy. If that Mirage, I might go for that Mirage, honestly. I feel like the F5's got that. Oh, he did get that. MiG-21. I'm gonna attack this Jaguar first. It looks like he sees us. He definitely does. I missed. He's going for F4, so we're not gonna let that happen. Oh, we let it happen. No, my poor teammate. I'm sorry, teammate. I tried to help you. Attack an A-10 here. We completely missed. Now we're just gonna watch run this up because I know he's gonna do it. Oh no, he's gonna attack the tornado. And I think the tornado got him there. We crit that guy there. Oh, and he's going down. Just wanted to attack that one guy that the J7 was struggling with. So it didn't seem like he was damaged relatively at all. So I don't think it was a kill steal, but you never really know. I don't think it was though. Yeah, it wasn't. Didn't even hit the guy. So that was a good call. Alright, so we got 3 people out front here. I'm honestly going to try and maybe just drag the MiG-21 over here. So it looks like, is that F5 falling? Like, it doesn't even look like he's coming for us. Oh no, he definitely is. Okay. So, we've got some people coming. The F4 should shoot off a Sparrow and kill this MiG-21. But I don't think he is going to. So I'm going to start pushing him. I'm also going to start chaffing because I don't want to get radar blasted by this MiG-21. Oh, it's an MF. Okay. I'm going to shoot that off like a rocket. Oh, stood in track, sadly. Now we got another J7 with me. And I think that he got him there. He did get him. Is he still flying? I'm not gonna take it. The A-10 can take that. Oh, it just barely missed. I'm gonna go for this F5 this guy's going for. Okay, it's now dead. These are the last 2 people. There's another person, surprisingly enough now. So there's 3 people left. 2, my mistake. I'm gonna do something evil here. I'm gonna actually turn on my radar real quick so this tornado knows that I'm tracking him. Because I want to try and get the kill and not this first J7, but it looks like he got him. I think he's going down. He's not going down, so I have to. I don't think this guy finished him enough, so I'm gonna try and attack him. Oh my god. This guy is still alive. So I'm gonna turn on ballistic computer. Oh my god, I didn't even kill him. I genuinely didn't even kill his ass. There you go, evil. Get him, buddy. Oh my god, how is he still alive? How is that man still alive? Oh! Oh my god. Oh, he got him. Okay. Alright. Yeah, that new A10C might be very scary. Because having 4 AIM-9Ms slaved to a helmet mounted sight at like 11.3 would be batshit crazy. Like, honestly, I don't know where else they're gonna put it. I don't think it should go to like 12.0 because it might get creamed, which honestly A10s right now get creamed like that. But if you're a decent pilot, like right now A10s could go wild even at the BRs they're at right now. Like that A10 late can, if he's really smart and plays it right, could probably get like 2 to 3 people per game. But that A10 late, like A10C, where it has a helmet mounted sight and it could just straight up, you know, reverse shoot off a missile that somebody's now gotta spam players wildly, is kind of crazy. Like honestly, at that point, it should probably go to 12.0 if I'm thinking it like that. Because at 11.3, like seeing stuff like a J7, where I mean a J7 can handle it, but like stuff where it's a Phantom with 2 double burning afterburning engines, or like a MiG-23 and stuff like that, like that's gonna be rough trying to deal with AIM-9Ms. Like really rough. I know there's already like the Sukhois that have R-73s at SBRs, but I mean, for one, they're really heavy. It's not an A10. They can just, you know, maneuver on a dime. And for two, they only get 2 of them. And they're not helmet mounted sight. So when you combine all that together, that A10 could absolutely ruin things in the air. But I mean, am I going to use it? Yeah. Am I probably going to have fun with it? Yeah. Like that thing is kind of insane. I'm excited for it. But I just don't know where they're going to put it. So I'm going to try and do something risky here. I don't see anything in front of me. I'm going to try and go for this Yumbus. He is extremely high up, but that's what we like. So we're going to try and pull up into him, lock him, shoot off a missile. Hopefully he doesn't see it. We're getting locked by something. I'm going to chaff like hell, because I don't know where it's coming from. It looks like we did lose lock. We got Iambus. I don't know. Oh, there's the F4. Okay, so we're going to try and attack the F4 because he's going for our MiG-23. It's going for the sun. We don't want to go for the sun right now. Okay, hopefully that saves our MiG-23 buddy. Oh, barely got there in time. No. The radar missile ended up tracking anyways because it was too close by that point. That sucks. What can you do though? We tried our best to try and save that guy. To be fair, that guy probably should have started chaffing immediately as fast as he could, because once you're in like a 4 kilometer range, or like around like, I'd say like 2.3 miles and stuff, all CW tracking radar missiles will go through chaff at that point. So that's why the J7E2s, like the dogfight missiles, are really lethal when people know how to use them, because F4 will just look at you from 4 kilometers away, you know, lock you with air to combat mode, and then just fire, and you cannot chaff it because he is too close to you at that point. That's the whole point of CW, is to kind of disregard chaff when it's close. That way, when it's moments before impact, it'll just kill you. There's the tornado we were looking for. Gonna try and lead turn him here, so we're right on him. He knows we're right on him. Fast missile, got him. Alright, so that's one of the last people. I don't think I'm gonna get there in time by the time he's dead, but we're gonna try. It is a Draken, so Drakens struggle at fighting multiple people at once, unlike this thing, because usually they just want to turn as fast as possible and then, you know, end the fight after like a couple turns. But with, ooh, there's 2 dragons. Okay. Okay, so we only have 1 missile left. Oh, well, we know who we're going for then, because that guy just died, so we're gonna shoot off one at this guy. And how? Alright, we did end up getting in 4th, so that's alright. Pretty long game so far in this one. I'm gonna head back to base so we can replay. Oh, no, I'm not. I'm gonna go for this F4. I'm actually gonna lock him so he knows that I'm on him, because I only have guns at this point, so it doesn't matter if he hears missiles. We are really low fuel, so we can catch up. Oh, ooh, Python got him. Nice. Yeah, that's... The Python is like a PL5 on steroids, which is probably why China really liked them. Oh, well, that's the game. That guy was gliding. Alright, everybody, so that was the J7E. What can you expect with this plane? It's really just like a very high-speed interceptor, and then if it comes to the dogfight, you're very capable, but you're not going to be doing anything really long range. If it is really long range, you're very high altitude shooting at something that doesn't see you. Missiles are great. You've got very decent amount of flares and stuff for like a MiG-21 body. The double delta wing helps a lot with keeping speed. Cockpit's great. It's really just a good all-around plane. It's very, very good for 11.0. I honestly, like I said earlier, would probably even post it up to 11.3 where like the J8B is. It's a very good plane. The premium, like I said before, it's just a MiG-21 at this point. It's not even like the double delta or anything, but you get the magics. It's a good plane. There was only, I think, like 1 or 2 times I died today playing for you guys. We had like about 5 games, 2 of which were really boring. One of the 2 I did end up dying just at some random thing where I didn't even pay attention and team crumbled. But yeah, it's overall a really good plane. And don't forget to subscribe, like the video if you want to see more. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching.